Welcome everybody. Hope you like our music. I'm Beata and this is Carla, and we're going to have a conversation today about tiny house village living and more nutrition, all the works that we practice in the village. So thank you for joining us. We welcome you. Carla and I became partners and friends and sisters when she decided to buy my tiny house. So I'm going to let Carla introduce herself and tell you about how we got to know each other, how we met even, and why you want a tiny house. So Carla, thank you for joining me in my small house. This is actually a tiny house when you consider what my co-host LA uses as a measurement. Anything less than 400 square feet is, in our view, considered 320 square feet. And Carla is joining me in my new small house, and she has the first called the House of Joy.
Yes.
So Carla, thank you for joining me here.
You're welcome. It's an honor to be here. It's an honor to have our path, so synchronized. I remember looking for a piece of land, and we started with the condo. So I had a condo right next to Universal Studios, and my family thought that it was an absurd idea for me to sell the condo and buy land to build the permaculture farm.
Wow, that is crazy.
Like so extremely well located, and but I have inside of me that the wood needs to change, and so I sold the condo, and when I sold the condo, I started looking for a piece of property where I was going to be able to build a tiny village. But there's a lot of implications that happens when you're trying to do that. So the first problem to come across was finding the land. Finding the land was the most difficult because of zoning. I want a place where I can have a vegetable garden. It's not everywhere that you're able to. I want to have chickens, get the chicken eggs and have, like a complete environment. And have really sustainable tiny houses, not much bigger than what you have here in the county, which is Lake County, that I found the property is 600 square feet, which is almost double than the space that we are here today.
Right. So you mean your permanent structure has to be 600?
Exactly. The first permanent structure has to be 600 square feet in that location. And the partial that I got, it's 5 partials, but they're all connected. So there's 5 lots in one partial. Actually, that's the right way to explain it. So it's one big lot, but it used to be 5 partials, and I can redivide it in 5 partials. So as I start developing, I can divide it to be able to build more properties on it. If I don't divide it, then I have to build one property, but it has to be a minimum of 600 square feet. And for each 600 square feet property that I have there, I am able to have one mobile property or one tiny house on wheels.
Do they have any restrictions? Does it have to be certified? We did a video this morning about certification. What's the regulation for your tiny house certification?
Well, yes, it has to be, engineered. It has to be, to code and, certified, built by a certified builder. So
how are you going to get around that?
Well, not really much to get around. It's not really much to get around, but there are certain things that it can be grandfather in. Um, Now, to be off grid is a bigger issue, because when you are on grid, then the city pretty much determines what you can and you cannot do,
Right.
with your property.
Right. Can you be off grid out there?
Well, legally in the state of Florida, you cannot be officially off grid,
Mm-hmm.
but technically we are. We are. We have generator. We have the eolic power, and we have the city water. So we're not off grid because we have city water, but we have the ability to get a well, and then we would be completely off grid. But the goal is to be completely functional,
Right.
to have the minimal that we need, just like you have here, right? To have a place that you can have your desk, your work. I mean, you can change people's life just with this charge here.
Right.
And you're impacting the planet. We don't need all kinds of stuff to be happy. And but we need each other.
Yes.
We need a community. We need people, in order to for our circadian rhythms to work properly. Like, we need to be in the environment, surrounded by other people and surrounded by nature, and like surrounded by harmony. So creating the tiny village, it was a dream that actually started in Africa, though.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, it started in Africa because they live off grid in Africa in the most places that I have visited. And I mean, if they have a nice agricultural system, with permaculture, which now they do start to understand, I have people that are, helping to educate them in how that can, do the composting and, start using the leaves and do more like of the cut and, and drop instead of the, just burning or not using natural resources that are important nutrients, for the soil. Talking about the soil.
Yeah, I saw that video by Sadhguru.
Did you?
Yeah, it's interesting how Sadhguru described our soil. It's like if you were to peel away your top layer of skin and sit out in the sun, you'd be burned to a crisp. And that's what's happening to Mother Earth, is the top layer of Mother Earth's skin has been ripped away, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's important for us to keep that in mind, whatever we're developing.
For me, his movement in, like this 100 days that he is going out there all over the world and, telling people telling governments, we need to change the policies, right? Because that's what he's explaining it, that if we buy a piece of land in the city, right? The city has rules and regulations. We cannot build in a bigger percentage of the property. We have to preserve a certain percentage for, water drainage and, setbacks and et cetera, et cetera. Now, if you buy hundreds of thousands of acres of land and you take everything out and you plow everything and you plant corn or soy or whatever it is over and over and over again into that land, turns into sand, there's no regulations against it. There's no regulations that we have to leave at least 3% of organic material in the soil. And I think that is like way too little, but obviously.
Yeah, better than nothing. I mean, at least we're getting better, hopefully.
Well, I'm sure that what he's doing, the movement that he's doing, is impacting a lot of governments, and there's a lot of, massive conscientization of what is going on with what he's doing. But for me, I mean, when I start watching the videos and see what he's doing, I just start crying because I went against my family's will. Some people think like you're crazy, you're going out to the sticks in the middle, like build a permaculture farm or, start cultivating a permaculture farm. And my resources are like not 10% of what I needed. right? If I'm like, okay, I'm going to sell something that it costs 10 to build something that it costs 100.
Faith,
But
a lot of faith in
there's
that.
a lot of faith in that. There's no doubt. There's a lot of faith.
Yay, that's what we run on.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Because we're in alignment with the universal plan to transform and create a new paradigm.
Absolutely.
This old
Yes, I
paradigm
agree.
is destructive. It hasn't worked. We had a sick care system. That's why we're going to talk about that.
Yep.
And we have to get into a new paradigm, new healthcare system, new way of
Absolutely.
farming, new way of living. And that's what Carla is all about. So that's why
Absolutely.
that's why the universe brought us together,
It sure is.
because
Yeah.
we both have that priority.
Priority to preserve, priority to teach care, and priority to help people to understand that they can take care of themselves.
That's right.
Right?
Self-sufficiency,
Self-care,
sovereignty.
sustainability in the body, sustainability in your mind, and sustainability on your, in your environment.
That's
The
right.
things around you.
That's right.
For sure.
So, in your background, you didn't mention born in Brazil. I don't know why your family was so surprised. It's like you're going back to your roots, aren't you?
Well,
Or no, maybe some people think that's going backwards. We're supposed to advance in technology,
I'm not sure, but I mean, like sometimes there are people that they always get support in, like that whatever you want to do, that you have. My family was not exactly. They're very traditional. They have their own ways, and right or wrong, don't see them changing it. So there is a little bit of evolution that needs to happen there.
With all of us. Yeah. So
Yeah.
many today.
Yes, absolutely.
We forgot
Absolutely.
who we are, why we came here.
Yes, yes.
COVID was meant to remind us who we are and where we came from. Back to where we naturally belong.
Yes, and connected more to the people that matters to us.
Yes.
The people that really were there for you, the people that really is part of your inner circle, that understand who you are. They were connected to you during COVID, even if it was online or somehow. But I think now it's over, right? This whole COVID thing, we got to leave that behind.
Right.
And we have to
face the new challenges. Yeah, but we learned a lot in the last 2 years.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Now I believe it's time for us to start practicing what we have learned. Keep ourselves surrounded with healthy relationships, with people that help us grow.
Yes.
Absolutely. And I don't know if I mentioned it, but I started this journey on sustainability because, I started before that, but creating a sustainable environment became extremely important with the relationship with the things that happened to me in Africa, and is still going on with Africa, with the people, with my family out there, with the Africans that are my family out there, my extended African family. And what is more important is the change. Just the change of mentality, right? Sometimes something has to happen, like Africa happened to me, and then something start changing inside of me, and then I started working with them and trying to understand what was the problem with the malnutrition, and then ties up with Sadhguru, the soil where I'm developing the vegetable gardens in Africa are extremely fertile. So the food tastes different. The nutrients are different. When you eat a tomato out there, it doesn't taste like the tomatoes that we eat here.
Right.
It has flavor. You can taste it. You can, it's mouth watering. It's very different.
Well, I think any tomato grown in your own garden tastes better than the one that we get in the store.
Absolutely.
But Africa would be a whole nother level of taste.
And everything, the bell peppers and all of that. There was not a lot of variety of things in there, which is very important for our nutrition, to kind of like try to eat a rainbow in every meal,
Right.
A little bit of a red, a little bit of green, a little bit of white, yellow, purple. And try to create it the most colorful that it is your plate, the most nutrients that we have.
Right.
And the most rich that is the soil that your food is grown in, more nutrients that is going to come automatically to your body, and without the influences of GMOs, antibiotics, and like all of the preservatives that are out there, we are setting ourselves to have a healthier body. And when we have a
Absolutely.
healthier body, we have a healthier mind. And when we have a healthier mind, we have healthier emotions. And then we avoid diseases. We avoid all kinds of, cancer cells developing in different parts of our body, which is fascinating what I've been learning
About German new medicine.
about German new medicine with you.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
And the biggest takeaway from German new medicine, which is the chart behind me, it says scientific chart of Germanic. The biggest takeaway is that all of us have traumatic experiences that trigger this whole program. And the key to not going into all these phases of disease is our response to our trauma, our response to our events that go, oh, why did that happen? The key is responding with love, compassion, understanding.
Acting instead of reacting.
Exactly. Acting, that's the word.
Yes.
Reacting is fear.
Yeah.
We
Reptile
all
brain.
react. Yeah, we've all reacted to the last 2 years. Not we all. Many reacted with fear. And then submission to a system that said, we need to inject you, you need to stay home, you need to wear a mask, and all that was
based
a
on fear.
reaction
Yep.
versus acting to grow a garden, acting to move away from the crowded cities, acting to develop relationships that
Healthy.
supported
Yeah.
support your emotions and help you come out of fear. So I think that's where you are.
Absolutely. Yeah. For forming healthier relationships of people that are, like-minded, that are with the same purpose of, leaving a better planet behind for our children, respecting our environment, respecting that we don't need stuff, but we need each other.
Absolutely.
We need harmony, we need care, we need love, and we need understanding. In the middle of all of this, there's a lot of people that are still, and there many people are going to still be always reacting to things. I think there is a level of understanding with us that we have to be compassionate about it, because it's not everybody that is going to be accepting new changes. People don't like to have their routine change. They're, like, we are creatures of habit. But I think a massive change needs to happen, especially in the ways that we eat. I have a story. When I came from Brazil, my grandfather, which was one of the most influential person in my life, that he's actually, the one that it was in the garden, that the ones that, like, he kind of taught me a lot of love and how to care for, for the vegetable garden. And he was very concerned with the food. I don't know if I told you the story, but it's a good story for the audience. So growing up in Brazil, I thought that when they are doing like movies, that they come in like inside of the supermarkets, I thought that they had put boxes and things on the shelves just to make a volume, like just to pretend like there was something, that there was, I don't know. I didn't know, right? My food didn't come in a box. We grew up in a small town. I grew up in a small town. We had a little vegetable garden on the side, even though we were kind of city, but it was in a small environment, and we buy the potatoes, the tomatoes, the onions, the garlic, the celery, the pineapples, the oranges, the grapes, seasonal. As they were growing, around the area, things didn't really come from Mexico, from Costa Rica, from California, from everywhere. No, you eat what was around you.
Right.
That's we ate the whatever was available within,
the land,
that
structure,
land around us. And that's very important as well, because it creates the nutrients that we need, right? When we, for instance, now bring it into Florida, where we are now, there is a lot of natural plants in Florida. They're good for things that create the diseases and things that are caused by mold, by humidity. But we live in Florida. So the solution is surrounding us.
Right.
Now, if we devastated everything, then we're gonna need medication, potatoes, tomatoes, parsley from China, from Mexico, from Cuba, from other places.
Yeah.
Then we need, people are harvesting all of this, putting in bigger boxes and consuming power and power and power to transport the things that by the time it gets to your table, it's like 10% of the nutrients that it was intended to have.
That's right. That's right.
The soil is depleted. We're going to end up eating paper. So the tomatoes that we eat out there in your backyard from the vase that you put it in there on that, each one of those tiny little tomatoes that I ate there has way more nutrients than 10 tomatoes that we buy at the store.
Right. Which means you can eat less.
Exactly.
See, we're eating so much food because it's lacking nutrients.
Absolutely.
Minerals, vitamins.
Sadhguru talks
about that. It's not satisfying
that.
Anymore to eat just a small meal because there's not a lot of nutrition in it.
And it doesn't taste good. So then we add sodium or carbs, salt or sugar.
All types of seasonings.
Or types of compact seasonings and things that are not reflecting good in our future. Now, we are harvesting the diseases that were kind of like that we inherited, because our parents, our grandparents, even though they had some sort of conscience at some point, but I mean, life is so much better if you just click of the button, fast food drive, and everything is in a package. You pop and you put it in a microwave, or you open a box and you hydrate everything, clean like magic. No.
It's easier, but it's certainly not quality.
No. And it is a difficult adjustment. I must confess, it's not easy, because we're used to.
See, I've got a friend named Elamine. He's a breatharian. So when I think about the challenges that many of us say we are facing and how difficult it is, life is hard. Well, he's on this side of the spectrum. He doesn't eat any food or water. And so his nutrition comes from nature, prana and chi. That's his nutrition. And here we are on the other end of the spectrum where people are eating 3 meals a day and snacks in between and becoming obese. I saw a YouTube video recently about Brazil and I think it was Japan. There was another where obesity is becoming a problem because they're allowing McDonald's and Coca-Cola to establish in those countries, and they love it. They love the fizzy drink Coca-Cola, and they love the McDonald's. And Domino's pizza. So
changing the culture of the
place.
My goodness.
Yeah,
in different countries.
It's sad that they're still asleep on that. We're coming out of that.
And
they're going into it.
I hope so. I hope so. But there's a lot of people that are not understanding what's going on yet. For instance, what is going on with with our grains? It has been genetically modified so many times that what is in the food, what is in 80% of the food out there, that it contains gluten, it's poisoning.
Yeah,
it is poisoning. Yeah. We shouldn't eat gluten at all.
Yeah.
We need to take a stand for what we put it in our body.
Yeah, the liver is having a hard time, I realize, recognizing and digesting and processing what people are putting in their mouth.
Absolutely.
So your liver is going to be stressed, which is going to affect your immune system, your blood circulation, your lymphatic system, and so on, because this system that we're living in, and Carla just spent how many years studying at Everglades?
4 years. It's
4
a bachelor's
years
degree.
Studying this. So her studying is more recent in the academic scene, and you're learning about the stress that this body goes under just from our food.
Absolutely. And how much our mind gets foggy. Like not just how the body feels, but we take so many allergy medication, pain medication, nausea medication, and you have a pill for every symptom, but we're not worried about, well, what did I eat that made me feel that way? What did I do that made me have that pain? You know, where did I put my environment? Why do I have those reactions?
Yeah. And what emotions am I carrying?
I was gonna get to that. Exactly. Like you mentioned the liver, right? Just people out there. If you're frustrated, if you're angry, go check out your liver. Go check out your liver, because they are being impacted by this. If you're frustrated, you need to find a different way to live. You need to get more love in your life, and you need to get more action in your life, and you need to get some liver detox and start to, get rid of all of the toxins that you're eating. Introduce parsley and antioxidants. You can grow a parsley in your window. You don't need to live in a house. You can have a powerful antioxidant growing right in a little vase in your window.
Yeah. And you can start to recognize, looking at your feet, in fact, like reflexology teaches you that on the bottom of your feet is a map of your body.
Absolutely.
And certain areas of your foot will tell you where the liver is having congestion problems or pain or whatever. You're going to have pain in your foot area on the bottom of your foot, is it? How does it manifest?
Everywhere.
How does it manifest?
It's everywhere. But if you, I'm touching it.
Here we go. A little reflexology lesson.
So if you start touching your feet, right, just like go into all of the little points and start squeezing it. When you start doing that, you're going to see that you're going to find places that they're really painful. You don't need to know anything about reflexology to make yourself feel better.
Right.
When you find those little sore spots, you just massage those sore spots all the way into you feel release of that soreness, of that, of that point that is.
And it's inflammation is what's going on, or blockages, because that's where the pain comes from. Something's inflamed in that area. Something's not flowing
exactly
in the body.
Exactly. And breath. Oh my gosh. The breath work is absolutely amazing. One thing, in order for you to have a sustainable body, right? We're here to talk about sustainability. But one thing that I learned with Deepak Chopra in his books, and then, being studying and, digging into all of his materials is absolutely life transforming. And it's very, it's a roadmap. Right. So there's exercises that you do, that you learn how to observe through meditation. For instance, you learn how to observe your body, your emotions, and your mind. And then you start using your mind as a tool and your emotions as a thermometer. Right. So we are in this body, but we have to eat healthy. We have to walk. We have to work. We have to do all. This is the avatar is the Uber. Like that.
I like that.
The avatar is the Uber, and we have a mission that it has to be done here. And through this mission, we need to, in order for us to, have a fulfilled life in a good journey, we need to pay attention what we put it into this Uber. What do we put into this vehicle that is here to carry life for us into the time that we are here? And when we are gone, obviously, the best way is to compost. But while we are here, we have to use our emotions to see, okay, why am I so angry? Why am I so mad? Why am I so fearful, triggered?
Yeah.
So your emotions are in there for you to use as a tool. With your emotions are there for you to use as a thermometer, and your mind is the tool to say, oh, you are aggravated because 30 years ago somebody did this to you, and now you're reacting like this. Okay, you don't have to react like this. It's just because you were in a car accident and you couldn't drive 20 years ago. Today is a different day. And you gotta get rid of that trauma, and you gotta get your ass in the car, and you need to take action. Your mind telling your emotions. You're not going to get in another car accident. You can drive, right? You're not going. You have to have faith. You have to believe, and you have to use the tools that are given to us. Like Christianity talks about body, mind, and soul. It is absolutely the same concept. We have a body. we have a mind, we have a soul, but we are eternal.
That's
Right?
right. That's
And
right.
we have to accomplish our mission here. Otherwise, we're just gonna keep on going in a cycle. You're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna drive the same road. You're gonna talk to the same people. You're gonna eat the same thing, and you're gonna end up with cancer in the statistics chart.
That's right.
Right? Evolve. Do things in a better way.
And what we have come, Carla and I have come to love is that being in a tiny house mindset and a simplification, minimalism, not consuming. There's a lot of peace in
Oh my
this
gosh,
journey.
yes.
So much
A lot of
peace
less
in
things
this
to take
journey.
care of.
Yeah,
A lot of
less
less
things.
maintenance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so much joy. That's why she's in the house of joy.
House of joy.
So
Sure is.
we're excited about this journey we're on, and we want you to be motivated, inspired, to join us on this journey. And we want you to subscribe to this channel, YouTube channel, and click the like button.
Yep.
Because we're building
Support
a village.
us.
We are literally building a village.
We are. We're building a community. It's a
community,
tribe.
a village, a tribe.
Yeah.
All these words we could use to
Yeah.
describe this union that's coming together.
Absolutely. We're getting together people that are with the same focus, with the same purpose,
Values.
and same values, and we are
Beliefs.
contribute to make it an organic environment.
That's right.
You know, organic.
That's right.
And when we come in, we're gonna drop all the junk, drop all the things that it doesn't matter, and bring in our best and how we want to show up for the world. I was listening to Joe Dispenza in the way here, and he was talking about if you wanted to find the perfect person for your life, get a list, write it down, and become that person.
That's good advice.
Right? Become that person.
Very good.
So
Very
that's
good.
what we're doing here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We are creating an environment that is what we want to become. That creates an environment that is not based on materialistical things, but it's based on quality of life. It's based on good food. Do you want to spend your money? Spend your money with good food. Spend your money with good food, because you are what you eat. And your gut is your second brain. Imagine if you're eating paper for the rest of your life. What is it in your head? You're just like a bubblehead. You're just like, yeah, do this to me. Yeah. Because you have no will. You have no nutrients. You have no guts.
And we learned a big lesson from the cows.
Oh my gosh.
On her
Always.
property, because the cows come out every day and graze next to her property, and they come to the fence of her property and look for food. And I learned a big lesson just watching these huge animals, the way they eat, because we threw some processed food on the ground and they just smell it and like, nah, that's not what we eat here. And they don't eat meat, of course, they're herbivores. In fact, cows and horses are the most interesting herbivores on the planet. They're huge animals that carry weight and that provide food for some people, but they don't eat any animals. So we can learn from them. Can't we learn from the cows?
Absolutely. And the thing that the meat that is available out there, it's full of toxins. It's full of hormones that it's in your body.
Stress.
Exactly. The feelings and the stress that is put in that animal, especially in the chickens, right? They can pop up a chicken like there's no tomorrow. 90 days, we got a chicken. In America, they like a turkey. Okay. The chickens in America, they're twice as big as the chickens are in Brazil. I mean, I don't know. I've been out for 20 years. But I remember coming over here, and even nowadays, they say that no, it grows too fast because it's injected with so many things that is just going to make you lazy and bigger and fluffier. And that's what it's doing exactly to our cells. Our cells are growing bigger and fluffier and just empty, because all of that it was put it in the body, or that people still don't have conscious that you're going to become a bubblehead if you're eating that. You need different nutrients, and you don't need anything that is not natural to be put into your body if you don't want to have a life with cancer, with different diseases, with diabetes. If it comes in a box, if you have to open a plastic bag, don't eat it. don't eat it.
Simple
Don't
rule,
eat it.
simple rule. And cut back on your eating.
Oh
Because
yeah.
in the village of tiny house living, we're not eating as much as we are communing and enjoying nature and talking to one another and
Yeah.
sitting by the campfire
Yeah.
and smoking whatever or drinking whatever. We're just having a community of love and expressing our own needs, one each expressing their own needs and then coming together as a family supporting those needs.
Absolutely. And respecting each other's weaknesses and limitations and strengths. You know,
Yes.
honoring the strengths and bringing people that want to make a difference, you know, that want to be better, that want to have a bigger impact, and that want to live a sustainable life. And you know, like Sadhguru was saying all the way out of the campaign, you want to make a bigger impact for the future. The soil, earth doesn't belong to us. We are here temporarily. You know, we have to leave this behind for our children, for the new generation. And if we don't take action in respecting the soil, if we don't take action, stop putting all the toxins that you have in the animals and just eating better, we are going to be extinguished. You know, the intelligence and the people is just, there's always going to be the ones that are not going to do anything.
Yeah.
And there's nothing we can do about it. Yes. But if you want to take a stand, if you want to have a healthy life, if you want to get to 60, 80s with a healthy sexual life, man or woman, right? There are plenty of science out there that proves that there's plenty of data out there that proves that what you eat is going to impact your quality of life. What you eat is going to impact what you think. What you eat is going to impact how you feel, because each one of your organs are connected to one of the emotions, just like the liver is connected to frustration and anger. So if you're frustrated and angry, go check your liver.
That's the word for us today is check your body, listen to your body.
Listen to your body.
The word fly comes to mind. Dr. I think his name is Daryl Wolf. He promotes fly first, love yourself. And living tiny is an action of loving yourself, of reducing the stress in your life. So we're just honored to be able to bring you our story. And this is just our story. Everybody has a story.
Yes.
We're bringing you ours. And we invite you to join us, join our community, join Facebook, contact Carla if you're interested in visiting the farm.
Yes,
we
absolutely.
want you to participate in the growth of this farm.
Yeah.
In Panasavki, right?
Lake Panasavki
Lake
is the
Panasavki.
village's area. Oi,
Yes.
Verinha, pediu para mim falar português, linda. Beijos em Portugal.
So we're just excited about this new journey we're on and the knowledge we're gaining and the people we're meeting in this commitment to develop a tiny village. So thank you for
and to
joining
find
us.
balance.
And to find balance.
Find sustainability in everything. Find sustainability in your relationships. Don't let anybody drain you. Find the sustainability in your plate. Find sustainability in your phone. Don't go let all the junk that isn't out there in social media come into your head, to your mind, right? You have to let it go.
Yes. So thank you, Carla.
You're welcome.
I've enjoyed this tremendously. And we're sitting in here and it's a little warm, but the rain fell while we were talking. And so we're going to open up the door and get some fresh air and just have
gardening, hopefully.
Have some frozen blueberries. I got some frozen blueberries for you. We have a blueberry farm down the road, and I bought the last batch of blueberries for the season. Talk about seasonal food. The blueberries are not growing anymore, but I got some frozen ones. So that's what we do is we take advantage of the food that comes up out of the ground in its season. And we eat that when it's here, and then we don't eat it anymore. We eat something different. I'm putting potatoes in the ground, some potatoes in the ground. I'm going to have some potatoes sprouting. I've got pineapple chops. I bought 4 pineapples today. I split them in 4s, and the tops are in the soil. In 90 days, hopefully they'll sprout. So this is what we do. We plan for a more sustainable lifestyle
And baby steps.
in baby steps.
Baby steps.
Yeah, because
You
it's
know,
all new to me.
it's baby steps. It's just starting. I believe that in the grocery store, give priority to the food that is not wrap.
Yes, please, please, please.
Basics.
Stay on the outer aisles, not the
Yeah.
inner aisles where cereal and bread are stuffed for preservatives.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Even if
goodness.
it's not as nutrient as it should be, because there's a lot of problem with the soil, we are still eating much cleaner. If you keep a plant-based diet, even better. You're going to think clearly. You're going to feel better in your life. It's going to change. Your life is going to change.
And meditate.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Meditation is nourishment.
Absolutely, for your soul. Yes.
So when you think about whether you're giving up something, whether it's the big house or more the food or the animals, when you meditate, you're being nourished by a spirit of truth and love. So
Yeah.
you're not losing out at all when you go tiny or simpler life. You're gaining a soul, a
More
strong soul energy.
Yeah,
Energy.
more clarity.
Clarity.
You can think better.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
Nothing but
Absolutely.
good coming our way. So, you have any other last words for our family?
No, I'm honored to be here, and come and join us. Get in touch with us, and we're looking for people that are in the same journey and that are trying to make a bigger impact.
So we're gonna play our exit music, Retro Soul, and don't forget to subscribe and like and join it. How can people contact you?
They can find me on Facebook, Chandler Carla at Facebook, or at Instagram is chandler.carla.37. I also have a page that it calls Fresh Start, and For the Village, Sustainable Living by Design.
Okay, so here we are, ready to serve, ready to support, ready to inspire, whatever you need. We're here for you.
Yes.
So we
Thank
say
you.
namaste.
Namaste. Thank you. Gracias.
Sadhana.
Sadhana. Arigato.
Arigato. Gracias. Toda rabah.
Obrigada.
Merci beaucoup.
Sheshe.
Thank you, global family.
Thank you.
Love
Thank you.
and many blessings
Thank
to you. We'll see you soon. I'll be out there looking for you.